Before the first rays of sunlight reach the grasslands, Africa is already awake. Darkness slowly gives way to a pale horizon. Somewhere beyond the trees, a lion lets out a deep roar. The sound travels across the open plains, announcing the beginning of another day of survival. As the sun climbs above the horizon, a lioness steps out from the tall grass. Behind her come several young cubs. They are still small. Their movements are clumsy, and they constantly chase and wrestle with one another. But beneath all that playful energy, something important is happening. They are learning. Every chase teaches them balance. Every wrestling match builds strength. Every playful ambush prepares them for a future where a single mistake could have serious consequences. Across the plains, another family is already on the move. A herd of elephants crosses the savannah. The adults surround the younger members, creating a living wall of protection. The smallest calves remain safely in the center. An elephant herd does not need to demonstrate its strength. Its sheer presence is enough. As the giants move forward, other animals simply make way. Nearby, a group of giraffes feeds quietly among the vegetation. Their long necks rise above the landscape like living watchtowers. Farther away, hundreds of zebras gather across the open plains. Their black and white patterns seem to merge together whenever the herd moves. Among them are wildebeest, constantly shifting across the grassland. Thousands of eyes remain alert. Thousands of ears listen for the slightest warning. Because somewhere beyond the tall grass, a predator is watching. The lionesses have spotted the zebras, but they do not charge. They wait. One lioness lowers her head. Another moves into position. Then the hunt begins. The zebras suddenly sense something is wrong. The herd erupts into motion. Hooves pound against the dry ground. Dust rises behind them. The lionesses accelerate. For a brief moment, one zebra falls behind. A lioness closes the distance. She leaps forward, attempting to bring the animal down, but the zebra reacts instantly. A powerful kick cuts through the air. The lioness twists away just in time. The opportunity is gone. The herd disappears into the distance. The lions stop. Even the most powerful predator can fail. And sometimes, failure is what prevents a hunt from becoming a dangerous injury. The lionesses retreat toward the shade, but the day is far from over. In another part of the savannah, a pack of African wild dogs emerges from the grass. They are smaller than lions. They do not possess the same physical strength, but they have another advantage: teamwork. The entire pack moves with remarkable coordination. Each animal seems to understand its role. The lions notice them. The wild dogs notice the lions. For a moment, Two very different survival strategies meet on the same stretch of land. One lion suddenly advances. The pack immediately splits apart. Seconds later, they come together again. This is not simply a contest between strength and weakness. It is a confrontation between two different ways of surviving. The lions rely on power. The wild dogs rely on coordination. For the wild dogs, keeping their distance is the safer choice. They disappear into the tall grass. The lions remain behind, but another danger is waiting near the water. By afternoon, the heat becomes intense. Across the savannah, animals begin moving toward the river. Hippos rise from the water. Only their eyes and ears remain visible above the surface. Along the muddy banks, Nile crocodiles lie perfectly still. From a distance, they look like fallen logs, but they are not. This is their territory. And today, the lions are about to come dangerously close. The lioness leads her cubs toward the river. She stops at the edge and carefully studies the water. Nothing appears to be moving. Slowly, the family begins crossing. The cubs stay close to their mother. Beneath the surface, a crocodile waits. It remains almost completely motionless. Then it begins to move, slowly, silently, closer to the lions. The water suddenly explodes. The crocodile surges forward and grabs at one of the cubs. The lioness reacts instantly. The rest of the pride rushes toward the attack. Several adults move in, forcing the crocodile to release its advantage. The crocodile quickly realizes that the situation has changed. Outnumbered and exposed, it retreats into deeper water. The cubs scramble back toward their mother. The confrontation ends without either predator gaining control. But the warning could not have been clearer. A lioness may avoid danger when she is alone. But when her cubs are threatened, instinct can turn caution into extraordinary courage. Above the river, birds circle through the shimmering heat. Somewhere behind the trees, a leopard rests high on a branch. Its spotted coat almost disappears among the leaves. The leopard does not need open ground. It relies on concealment. Far below, a hyena moves slowly through the grass. It stops, listens, then continues. Hyenas are often described simply as scavengers, but their lives are far more complex. They can hunt, they can cooperate, and when the opportunity appears, they can challenge predators much larger than themselves. Meanwhile, the lions are still searching for food. The afternoon begins to fade. The light turns warmer. The grass glows golden beneath the lowering sun. Then another group appears. African buffalo. They are not easy prey. They are massive, powerful, and when threatened, they can become extremely dangerous. The lions approach carefully. The buffalo immediately tighten their formation. The adults move toward the center. The strongest animals face outward. The lions hesitate, but the buffalo do not panic. They remain together, and that changes everything. A lion may be capable of bringing down a single buffalo under the right circumstances, but an entire herd can become a wall of horns, muscle, and determination. The lions finally back away. The buffalo hold their ground. Another confrontation has been avoided. Once again, the savannah reveals an important truth. Survival does not always belong to the strongest predator. Sometimes survival belongs to those that stand together. As darkness begins to spread across the plains, the lions return to the shade. The cubs emerge once again. The tension of the day seems to disappear. One climbs onto its mother's back. Another rolls onto the ground. The others immediately rush toward it, turning the quiet moment into a playful pile of fur and paws. The adults simply watch. For a few moments, the feared predators of the savannah look like an ordinary family. This is the side of lions that is rarely seen during the hunt. They are predators, but they are also parents, siblings, teachers, protectors, and every day the cubs are learning from them. One day, these same young lions will face many of the dangers their mother encountered today. The final rays of sunlight touch the backs of the giraffes. The elephants disappear among the trees. Zebra silhouettes move slowly along the horizon. Wildebeest continue grazing across the fading grassland. A rhinoceros crosses through the last remaining light. A leopard silently slips into the darkness. Hyenas begin calling in the distance. And the lions gradually disappear into the night. Only their eyes occasionally catch the last traces of light. Another day is coming to an end. But the struggle for survival never truly stops. Because across Africa, the wild kingdom never completely sleeps. It simply waits. Waits for the heat to fade, waits for the darkness to pass, and waits for the next sunrise